Good morning, Jamie. How are you? Oh, thank you, Rose. It's new. I got it on sale. I thought it was kind of cool, all the sort of tribal designs and the snake, you know? That was kind of cool. Um, Geometric designs, I guess you would call it. Good morning, Rising Empress. I don't. Do you normally join us in the morning for the forecast? It's nice to see you. Just letting people show up. How are you guys? Ah. Oh, thank you for loving my lives. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I hope you all have your cup of coffee. I have mine. Happy fall. What was I going to say to you guys? I guess I could get into housekeeping stuff. My name's Dan. This is Engelgeist. You guys know this already. This is my channel. This is the daily forecast. Not a rising up first for those of you on Facebook says not usually in the morning, but when I catch you, it's great. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I do this every morning. So this is similar to like a weather forecast, basically, hence why we have the clouds in the background. Not only do I want to look like an angel flying through the clouds of heaven, but we also want, we're treating this, I am your spiritual meteorologist. That's why I always tag that on my posts on the business page and on Instagram. Because nobody's using that tag except for me. And it's the joke about the glasses. So I'm here to help you guys look at the energy today to see what we're going to be looking at as a group or as a collective. And that's my purpose. Sven is getting better. Thank you for asking, Rose. Sven's eye looks a lot improved today. He took his medicine this morning. He didn't really know what was going on. I put him up on the kitchen counter and he was like, you could almost hear like the Disney song, A Whole New World. He was like looking around like, oh my God, I could swat all this shit off the counter. He got so excited and I was like, oh, what you don't even know, kiddo, is that you're only up here so I can administer medicine to you. The vet gave me one of those long, thin pen things with the plunger on the end that you just sort of pop in the cat's mouth and pop the pill back there. And of course, when they did it at the vet's office, they made it look super simple. And of course, he backed up and the pill shot everywhere and he knocked over the pill bottle and it was all a mess and whatever. But I did get him his medicine and he took his eye drops no problem, like a pro. So his eye is looking better, that's good, but he's got 2 weeks of medicine. They're actually both on medicine just to make sure that Ingemar doesn't have it too, because Ingemar has been sneezing. So they're both taking the medicine, and Ingemar's not having it either. He's not doing the eye medicine because he doesn't have any eye issues, but the sneezing has been going on for both of them. So, and they say that that's a sign. What was the other thing I was going to say? Can't remember now. Drawing a blank. Oh, I created my first thumbnail today for YouTube because I've been told by a YouTube advisor that my thumbnails need to be a little bit more provocative, or not provocative, but like interesting to draw people in. So this morning I was working on creating my first thumbnail. So I created my first thumbnail and I placed it atop, I gently placed it atop last night's charm divination event. I'm not very computer savvy, guys, but I am learning. So we're figuring it out. And if you've looked at my Instagram account, I've been putting, there's some lady named Sunny Lenarduzzi, and she is a sort of like an Instagram guru. And I've been watching her videos, and she's taught me how to sort of place my posts into my story after I post them, and then add graphics and stuff to get people interested. I don't know if it's working, but whatever. But it's fun to sort of put it together and feel like I'm learning something. Good morning, Karen. How are you? Where's Ducky? And Gus is good. Gus is laying in the bedroom. He's laying in the bed. Gus does this thing where he wakes me up at 6 in the morning to eat. He goes out to go potty, and then he comes in and he goes straight back to bed, and he looks at me sort of disgusted if I don't rejoin him back in the bed. He thinks that we should just all climb back into bed and sleep the rest of the day. And I can't. There's Ducky. Good morning, Ducky. I can't do that. That's just not okay. I have stuff I've got to get done. My goals today, I'll state right now, is I am going to try and get, because today is the 28th, I am going to try the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. I'm going to try and get the first 4 signs of the zodiac done today for horoscopes. those are my goals. I want to get all done by the 1st. That's the goal. No lazy Mary for me. I need to actually get on the ball and do it. So after I do this, I'm going to try and do the first 4 signs. And then I am going to, I have a 3 o'clock private that I will do. And that will be my day. So hopefully that will all happen. Let's pray. That's the goal. That is the goal. That is the goal. Good morning, Chris Lily J. How are you? So I think we'll get started. Just to kind of keep the videos shorter, I'm no longer posting to groups. That I've got people doing it in the background. Ducky's doing it and Jamie's doing it as admins, but I also need you guys to do it. Rose, I always see that you like my posts on Circle of Light. If you could certainly share this to the Circle of Light, I would greatly appreciate it. I know that Shirley Hall over there accepts it when I share it there, so it shouldn't be an issue or a problem. Any groups where you guys think it would be you like valued or appreciated, please share it out. I just don't want to take up time and my attention doing that for the first 5 or 10 minutes of the broadcast. So let's do our breathing exercises. And you know the drill. We breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, inhaling positive energy, fresh, new, present time energy that's more suited for us in this now moment. And we exhale negative energy, anything that's outdated, doesn't belong to us, whatever we need to let go of. We just intend for that. We don't have to struggle with it or effort it or anything. We just let it go. We're going to hold at the top of the breath, breathe deep into the belly. And those of you that know about grounding, you can imagine a line of energy going from your base chakra all the way down into the center of the planet, and allow any energy that doesn't, that's no longer needed to go down there and be refreshed and replenished by the earth. Okay? Place your feet firmly on the ground and just bring your attention. Sometimes it helps if you put your hand on your chest, but just bring your attention. Here's another thing really quick, just as an aside. My necklace, my citrine piece that I usually wear every morning, one of the cats has stolen it. I left it on the bedside table. It's not there this morning. I know one of the cats found it and had pawed it off and took it off somewhere, and God knows where it is at this point. I am a little bit pissed, but that's okay. I wear that thing every day, and I'm like, where is my necklace? Anyways, so to bring attention to the body, sometimes it helps to actually touch your body. It doesn't have to be your heart. If that feels a little too sensitive for yourself, you can put your hands on your, just rub your thighs or, maybe your elbows. Although I don't suggest doing this with your arms across you because it's sort of a blocked position. But just kind of bring your attention to your body. And as we take in this first deep breath through our nose, we're going to hold it at the top. And then when we release it, we want to thank the body, okay? So let's do that now. Let's inhale. And release. Being grateful and showing gratitude to our body for the force of nature that it is, for the sort of scientific miracle that it is, how all the different systems and components work together. All right, and let's take in a second breath. This is going to be for the mind. Inhale. And release. And let's say thank you to our mind for the wonderful supercomputer that it is and all the work that it does in our lives, sometimes overtiring us even because it works so hard. But just saying thank you so much, mind. I love you. You can take a break today. Just allowing our minds to be at ease in the present moment right now where we're at, not in the future, not in the past. And if we are in those places, it's okay. Just honor your mind and be grateful towards it. Let's take in that third breath all the way deep into the belly. And release. thanking our highest vibration, and that is the vibration of spirit. The part of us that is both sometimes known and unknown, but is always with us, always guiding us, always working both in front of the scenes and behind the scenes to help us to learn, to grow, to evolve, to experience this life in these more denser vibrational forms of the mind and the body. But being grateful to our spirit, knowing that we can always turn to it whenever we need it. All we have to do is remember to do so. It's always there. Okay, let's open our eyes. Hi, welcome back. Welcome to Sábado. Sábado. It's Saturday. Hey. End of the week energy. I'm interested to see where the card is today because we kind of had that. If you didn't watch Sunday's video, we had Gertrude Stein was our end card, which is perspective, and she showed up in the middle of the week, which to me was a definite indicator. It wasn't like a double down on perspective to me. Like sometimes when we see a card twice in 1 week, that's happened before. But to me, it was sort of like I was definitely aware that there was a speeding up happening. Like some of y'all did your homework, is what it felt like to me. And you brought Gertrude about earlier. So I feel like this second half of the week, we've kind of been in uncharted territory, which I like. It's kind of cool because every day I have no idea what to expect. So for the last, since Wednesday. So the last two cards have been kind of new to me. I do think that Gertrude's perspective is underneath all of this sort of, but I think that we're shifting our perspective faster. Maybe it's because of Uranus going retrograde or whatever. They're talking about all these blessings and things that will happen with this planetary shift. What is this? Jamie's saying, my son Bradley is high-functioning autistic. He does have a great job at Crane Military Base. He wanted me to tell you and Ducky, thank you for the breathing. He uses it every day at work and it helps him. Tell him awesome. I'm so glad. That's awesome. Tell him he can use it whenever he wants. He can use it at work. He can use it anytime. And he can do it more than 3 breaths. He can do it however, at any time. It's an awesome practice. It's very simple and easy. And it just allows us to sort of position ourselves and center ourselves. So it can be very profound, even in its easiness. All right, I am going to shuffle the cards. And also, I want to ask you guys, those of you that are watching, if you guys could just sort of muster up any sort of healing energy, angelic energy, any sort of spirit guide energy that you guys work with yourself, and send it to a friend of mine who is in Mexico, who has been having a rough time. I have been sending her healing energy because I asked her permission and she said that it was okay. So I think she is willing to accept. I don't necessarily need to give you guys her name. I could, but she knows who she is and spirit knows where it needs to go. So if you guys have any sort of notion of wanting to do that or wanting to help another human being that is ill right now, please send your angels, your guides. You don't have to send your energy per se. Just ask them to please send healing to my friend in Mexico, okay? So let's shuffle the cards. All right, Spirit, please give us a card for all of those that are watching, both now and in the future, for Saturday the 28th. Last night's charm event was fun. I'm kind of stoked that I made my first thumbnail. I'm interested in you guys going and looking at it and tell me if you like it. Is it eye-catching? Would it make you want to click on the video if you didn't know who I was, if you didn't know what a charm reading was? Or do I need to create a different type of thumbnail? Something that will bring people in, make them want to watch. The energy on the cards today, I have to say, it feels rather clean, crisp, almost fresh in a way. Like new cycles are beginning. Like I feel like, and maybe that's because we're at Saturday, so tomorrow will be a 3-card spread and we start our new week. But to me, this feels like we're tidying up, we're finishing up any loose edges or energies this Saturday, and really just sort of putting this week to rest. I feel like a sense of accomplishment in these cards, like a clarity, we've done a good job this week. Like pat ourselves on the back, guys. That's what it feels like to me. So if you're feeling that way, enjoy that, revel in that, be in that space. If you're not feeling that way, if you're feeling like you struggled this week, you might have focused a little bit too much on what was not working and not on what was. But I think today would be a good day to allow yourself to relax and to get into the flow of what is working, because it feels like the cards are telling me that today is a good day for that. It feels productive, it feels clean, crisp. We're finishing things out this week. I'm going to be sad to see this deck go at the end of the month. We have only 3 more days with the witches, with the literary witches. And then I'm going to switch over to the Witchwood Oracles for the month of October. Just for the theme of it being October and Halloween. Guys, out of all of the cards, there's like 70 cards in this deck. This is so weird. Look who's back. And who's sitting on my desk too. Let me just show you. This is sitting on my desk because I took the picture. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna switch it back to this. This is so strange. Why is Apple back? Get your apple back. I'm gonna say this. Again, it's the same message. Like, where are we bearing fruit in our lives? Where are we enjoying our lives? Ducky and I were talking about this. Ducky was actually sitting at home watching this card yesterday, and she was getting her own hits on things. And she had reminded me that when you cut an apple in half, there's the perfect pentagram in the seed shape, or a star. The seeds make a star shape in the center of the apple, and I had forgotten that. I thought that was very cool that she had pulled that out and reminded me of that. When you slice an apple in half, you'll have that sort of perfect 5-pointed star, I believe. Again, I'm just going to say, like, this is about, like, us still having personal growth. Do we feel full and ripe and ready, or do we feel like we are on the, have we fallen off the cart? I'm thinking of every sort of apple euphemism I can. But I think that today is about enjoying the fruits of our labor, enjoying the fruits of the work that we've done this week, enjoying and nourishing ourselves, still continuing to take care of ourselves, give ourselves whatever it is that we need. This like white mark here makes me think of like the sort of the shininess of the skin. And I'm sitting here with this apple on my desk, which is hilarious because I went and I bought it specifically for the Instagram photo that I took this morning. So I'll have this apple for breakfast today because I think that Spirit is sort of saying, nourish yourself, have an apple. But I went to the store yesterday and bought this specifically just for the Instagram shot because of the card. And it sat on my desk all last night during charm divination, and lo and behold, we have the apple card back. So, again, I'm going to say this as I did yesterday. A is for apple. Put yourself first, guys. Take time to nourish yourself, take time to feel whole, feel fruitful, focus on the things that are abundant, that are bountiful, that are fruitful for you, and enjoy them. Keep it simple. A is for apple, like simplicity, like today, just keep it simple, keep it, I don't want to say basic, but like in a way you can go back to basics and just enjoy sort of the easy blessings of life, like, a piece of good fruit would be. Sometimes there's nothing better than just biting into a really great piece of ripe fruit. And to me, that's what this reminds me of. Now, yesterday there was a message about some people feeling sort of the poisoned apple, or feeling poisoned by like sort of past experiences, and are we looking at it from that perspective? And I feel like that is no longer an issue with this card. Like, as I ask that, I'm like, okay, am I still addressing those people on that side of the card that I was getting that hit where it was sort of like the Adam and Eve apple? And I don't feel like that's the case anymore. So I feel like some of you have maybe shifted, and again, we're talking back to Gertrude Stein in perspective. Again, it's about, and this week, and now that I think about it, it's funny, Gertrude Stein shows up twice. Her meaning is perspective. And we've been looking at these, we had 2 different meanings for the card wall. We had two very distinct different meanings for apple yesterday. I feel like we don't necessarily today. I feel like today is a beautiful Saturday. Go out and enjoy it. Nourish yourself. Put yourself first. Keep it simple. Know that you're growing, even if it sort of doesn't feel like it, or that the growth may be small or hard to see right now. For some of you, just allow it to be. Right? Be in your fullness. Be in your bounty. Be in your and just your sort of like purest form of self. I don't want to say basic form of self because you don't want to be a basic bitch, but like your purest form of self. Like I feel like this apple is like boiling it down to very much basics, but it has everything it needs, if that makes sense, right? Like it is sort of how do I want to say this? Like it's like a cornerstone in like the visual I'm getting is like the apple is like sort of like a very atypical cornerstone to nutrition, right? And so like for us, boil it down to who we really are, the bare basics, the simple, wonderful, pleasurable, healing, nurturing people that we are, and give that to ourselves today. And just keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be, stressful or any of that sort of stuff. We can just sort of let go and let ourselves just be. And that's what I get from this card, right? It's just sort of grow. And maybe eat an apple today. Apple pie and applesauce. And Jamie says she's canning apples today, so perfect. I've got one for you, Jamie. Let me mail it over to you. It's here on my desk. Now, and Jen Nichols says the Apple Bottom Jeans song is in her head now. That song is so much fun. She wore apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. I know that song, girl. That's my jam. Everybody was looking at her. She hit the flow. So like just enjoy the day today. I think that enjoy the day in its simplicity is what this card is saying to me. Nourish yourself, put yourself first, take it simple, take it easy, not make it too complicated. Just know that you are the beginning. Why do I want to say this? But I'm going to say it because I feel drawn to say it. You are the beginning and the end of your experience. I know it's okay. I know it's the alpha and the omega, but I'm hearing right now it's the apple and the omega, meaning like the beginning and the end, the whole thing, God and all of that. And so I feel like, for lack of a better pun, it's the apple and the omega instead of the alpha and the omega. So I'm getting this sort of thing about keeping it simple and just enjoying who you are, honoring who you are, putting yourselves and also this little leaf is like telling me like honor the small achievements. If you're not seeing them or if you're not acknowledging them, that leaf is calling out to me to remind you to acknowledge them, that the small achievements are just as important as the large, and as you acknowledge them, they sort of like add to the whole experience of what this apple is, all of the abundance and the beauty and the fruitfulness that this apple has created or has experienced throughout its life. Does that make sense? Good morning, Kelly Kemp. Happy Saturday. So, is there one of Tom Cruise dancing to it on YouTube? I don't know anything about it. That's funny. Oh, tell Bradley, thank you, Jamie. So let's do, I'm gonna switch cameras. This makes my job a little bit easier because we have the exact same card. Apple is back. Apple is also the name of Gwyneth Paltrow's kid. Anyways, let's do the grounding stone. Now, if we get the same grounding stone, then I don't know. I'll be like, what? Excuse me? The grounding stone, for those of you that are new, if there are any new people in here, the grounding stone is just a stone that we use to sort of ground in and think about or focus on, to sort of bring in this energy. It kind of helps us to sort of keep our focus, maybe helps to remind us to keep it simple and to put ourselves first. And so our grounding stone for today is blessed. So again, like I was saying, with this apple, kind of remind yourself that you are blessed. Keep it simple. Put yourself first. Honor the small, like achievements or anything. Honor it all today. You know, the apple and the omega. Like honor the whole thing, all of it. Let abundance be your guide, right? Let your blessings be your guide. And they can be simple blessings, but be just as grateful for them as if they were the most wonderful blessings in the world, right? Sometimes when we find the blessings in the simplicity, we open the door for the bigger ones to come in. Speaking of opening the door, here comes Tallulah! She just pushed the door open and wandered in. Oh god, I'm in for a foot licking. Oh no. It's like a Vietnamese nail parlor around here. No, I don't like that color pink. Thank you, it's not my shade. Anyways, she's totally licking my feet, which is gross. But you know what? That's a blessing, because not many would lick my feet. So find the blessings in the simple things today. Find the joys, and move through your day like taking care of yourself first. That's what I feel like this apple card is saying. Apple card, not apple cart. Okay. I also feel like I want to say congratulations, because if there was anybody out there that was watching yesterday that was stuck in the past, that was like looking at that from that standpoint of sort of the tarnished apple or the poisoned apple and kind of that vibe that I was getting from the card, I feel like that vibe is gone. So some of you switched that, and that's another reason why this card is showing up today, or that's what I'm hearing is why this card is showing up is to point out those of you that might have been stuck in some past stuff where you were like, oh no, I bit that apple and I suffered. Today you get to have the apple and be blessed. You get to, you changed your focus. I can feel it, or at least that's what I'm being told. I don't know who it was, but somebody out there changed their focus, and now they get to enjoy this apple again. Does that make sense? I hope so. So we are blessed today, even in the simple things. Stay in that mindset. Tonight there is another Charmed event at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Jen Nichols, you are on my list, girl. If you want to make a reservation, please feel free to do so. You can PayPal me. They're $25. I will be doing free card pulls. I haven't chosen a deck yet. Actually, I'll put up a poll and see which deck you guys want me to work from. Maybe that'll be fun for you guys to pick from in the group. And that's really it. I'm gonna try and get these first 4 tarot scopes up today. That's my goal, but I have to do that reading at 3. So I gotta get going and get working, get cracking. So that's fine if you're late, Jen Nichols, don't worry. We'll get it done, I promise. So I will see you guys a little bit later. I need more coffee. I will see you guys a little bit later. You might see some of the first tarot scopes pop up. And I will see you tonight. All right? So have a great day. Enjoy the simple things. Nourish yourself in whatever way you know how. I'm going to go try and shake down my cats to find out what they did with my necklace. It could be anywhere. Oh my God. It's funny though, crystals leave you when they need to, so maybe it's time that that's the tree and move on. I don't know. It'll be somewhere here in the house, but probably like under a piece of furniture. I can't believe they dragged it somewhere, little pricks. Anyways, I love them, but I need to be more proactive about putting things away. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day, and remember, you're blessed. I am too blessed to be stressed. All right, I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye.